Cool. Can I get a hi? Can people hear me? Because I'm using a very funky mic.
Hello,
Hey, Sanjana, how's it going?
doing very good. How are you?
Very good. Good. I've definitely seen you
I'm
on
sorry I
LinkedIn or
can't really
somewhere.
turn on my camera. I'm at my work,
No, don't
but
worry. Thanks.
I'll try
Thank you
to
so
be
much for
answering.
joining.
Well, thank you very much for conducting the session. It's,
It's a pleasure.
I'm looking
It's a
really
pleasure.
forward to it.
How's it going, Pavan? Good to see you, man. We were supposed to have a call.
Yeah, hello, Fahun. Good noon.
How's it going, man? We were supposed to have a call. I was looking forward to it.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I just came across with my company's meeting now in the morning, so and then returned back to this meeting again.
No worries, man. No worries. I hope all's well.
Yeah, true. So had your lunch, breakfast, whatnot.
Yeah, sorry.
Had your breakfast?
Yeah, I had breakfast. Yeah, I'm gonna have lunch after this. Thanks for asking. Did you have your food?
Yes, in the morning, and yeah.
Amazing. What did you have?
So it's multi-grain food.
Multigrain.
Like,
That's very healthy, man. That's great.
yeah, true. Like from past 1.5 years, that's my like breakfast meal all the time. So I used
I
to
love
eat
it.
it. Yeah.
I love it. Awesome. So we've got 11 people. That's great. I was honestly a bit worried that we wouldn't have like more than 5 people, but this is great. Let me make another announcement on the group chat. Um, so guys, I'm gonna take a screenshot now. So anyone that doesn't want to be in the screenshot, can turn the camera off to send it to the group. But Pavan, you're gonna be in it. Okay, so guys, thank you very much for joining. I imagine everyone else can hear me. What we could do is let's wait 2 more minutes because I've had just received a message. Some people are still joining. So let's start at 12:02. But in the meanwhile, let me pick on some people. So Dhanvi, Adib, where are you guys in your job search? And if you're not comfortable speaking, type in the chat, but I'd appreciate to hear your voice. Anyone want to volunteer? Dhanvi, Adib, Sanjana? People are super shy today. I'm speaking to myself. God. Aswarya,
Hi, Farooq.
Sanjana,
Sorry, I'm
please. Yeah, where are you right now in your job search?
no, I'm a student basically, so I'm just working part time. So today I have a shift.
Gotcha. So you're still at uni. You graduate next year?
I will be graduating, like I'll be finishing my studies in January next month,
I think
and
there's a
then
January next month. I think there's a bit of an echo. Manav, if you could
sorry,
mute yourself, please, if that's okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Or I can mute
um,
you. Yeah, sorry, Sanjana, you were saying.
yeah, I was saying that so the next month I'll be completing my studies. I'll be finishing with my reports and everything, and then I'll be like full time searching for jobs. And um, yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
I love it. I love it. That's amazing. So next month you're full-time job hunting. Which uni do you go to?
I am in Greenwich, and I pursue my master's in strategic marketing.
Amazing. Strategic marketing at Greenwich. That's not far actually from where I am. That's amazing. Cool. So we should probably start. Sorry.
Sorry, where are you at the moment?
I'm in London right now.
Oh,
I'm
great.
in London. So, guys, thank you so much for joining. We're amazing. We're kind of a full house, 22 people. I love it. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. I'm going to share my screen now and I'll start. Yeah. Cool. So, roughly in terms of the timelines, right? Oops, sorry, I just need to edit this out. Cool. So let me know if you guys can see my screen. These are incorrect. Cool. Can everyone see my screen? Can I get a few thumbs up?
Yes.
Amazing, amazing. Guys, so let's start. So thank you so much for joining, guys. Basically the goal of this session, webinar, whatever you call it, is to literally run you through everything I've learned, writing CVs for myself, my friends, all the international students who I've helped through my previous company, and so on, right? So I've this CV format that I have in the slides here. It's worked to get into the big four KPMG for me, into Antler, a venture capital firm, into fintech, and candidates have used this exact format that I have right now. International students literally to get into investor analyst roles, marketing roles, everything, AI engineer roles. So it works. So it's very important, guys, that you listen. And if you guys have a pen and paper, make notes. And if you don't worry, it will be recorded. But trust me, the best way to remember stuff is what a lot of students would do as well at work. Me, they would listen, they would write, and they would speak. They would practice it the night before. So it's very important to make notes if you have pen and paper. Cool. So in terms of the agenda, right? I'll first run you through like the overall structure of a UK CV, right? And I'll run you through like the exact structure that candidates have used to get jobs. The second thing I will cover is actually how do you make your CV impressive. What we need to understand, guys, is this is a huge sales play. So you are selling your skills to UK companies, and you need to in sales you need to make sure the product looks as good as it is. It's very well packaged, it's pretty. So your CV, you need to make it look pretty, not just design but also content inside it. You can't have an amazing iPhone box but have a bad product inside. The structure or the design is kind of the packaging, and what's in it is like content, is the product, right? And then like when you get to the call, that's when they actually get to see the product instead of just reading about it. So hopefully that makes sense. That's the second thing I'll cover. The third thing I'll cover, which is a lot of students really struggle with, is like how do you tailor your CV? You've seen so many YouTube videos, you've seen people on Instagram saying you need to do this on your CV, you need to put 5 keywords, you need to put 10 keywords, you should use AI. I'll break the myths, and I'll tell you the exact step-by-step process. Simple, anyone a 6-year-old could follow to tailor your CV. Yeah, and this has worked for many international students to get jobs within really tight timelines, like 60 days or so. On average, my candidates get jobs in 30 days. Some people get jobs in 7 days, or some people get jobs in 60 days, but on average 30 days following this exact format. And then at the end, I'm very happy to leave 15 minutes. So I know we've got 12 to 1 booked, but anyone that wants to stay, I'm happy to stay for 15 minutes, 20 minutes to answer any questions. I'm here for you guys. So what I would suggest is how it's going to go is, and this is the most efficient way we've seen in my previous course as well at International Hero. So it was literally I run through everything, and anyone that has a question, please make a note of it, and then towards the end we can ask those questions all at once, just to not disrupt the flow of the presentation, if that makes sense, right? Because a lot of people are following, and they're kind of like their attention might break if we answer questions, if I answer questions in the middle. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. Is everyone following? Can I get a thumbs up? Awesome. Loads of thumbs up. Perfect. So let's start. How do you write a UK CV for graduate roles? Guys, we need to understand that most of you or all of you are applying for graduate roles, entry-level roles, 30 to 40K. Give me a hands up if you are not applying for an entry-level graduate role. Cool. Now give me, okay, Bhumika, you're not. Cool. And then now give me and Ruchi, that's great as well. Now, give me a hands up if you are applying for an entry-level 30 to 40K role in the UK. A hands up, please. Boom. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What does that mean, guys? That means the vast majority of you, 12, are applying for graduate roles. And even if you're not applying for graduate roles, like I think Ruchi and a few other people, it doesn't matter. When I applied for jobs after working at KPMG, after working at Raindrop, like 4 years out of uni, 3 to 4 years out of uni, I followed these exact principles. So these principles are timeless. You don't have to be a graduate or a fresher to be applying these principles. Does that make sense, guys? Cool. Let's move on. So the number one question people have in their mind is, oh, my CV isn't good, so I'm not landing interviews. So let's tackle the root cause there. Why are you not landing interviews? Obviously, one reason or a huge reason is your CV. Because the second one, your CV has mistakes. Yeah. But what's actually even a level before that, right? Why you're not landing interviews, and that's because you're not applying for jobs in your sweet spot. So before I move on, can I get a few? Can guys please just lower their hands, please, because I have one other question to ask, a really important one. How many of you guys actually watched the whole 90-day blueprint that I made public last week? All of it? That's amazing. I love it. So you guys saw the 90-day blueprint, and in that I covered the sweet spot. listen, in business, so I've been in business, I've been trying business for 4 years. Even when I was at KPMG, I was trying drop shipping and those businesses on the side. And what I realized, what took me 4 years to realize, guys, is that I was spending $100 a day on Facebook ads, trying to get people to buy my products on drop shipping. Then I was trying Instagram, making Instagram videos. Then I was trying, in between, I tried a gym wear brand. And I was like, why am I not a successful entrepreneur? Like, why am I not, I'm not struggling to make my first dollar. And I realized, guys, it's not about being able to run any business. It's about running the businesses that are within your sweet spot. So the same way you get rejected for a £500 a month job or £1,000 a month job, but you could equally get accepted for a £4,000 a month or a 50K a year job because it's within your sweet spot. You need to apply for jobs, and I'll cover sweet spot in a bit, that are the right role for you in the right industry and the right company type. And you don't have to take all three. Taking 2 out of 3, we've seen has gotten people jobs, but usually the best jobs are the best jobs that international students get, like Arti and Aisha. They apply for the right role in the right industry and the right company type, right? So I do have an example in the 90-day blueprint, but high level, if I were to show you the 90-day blueprint here, 90-day. Arti worked in audit in India and she hated it. She came to me, she's like, Faroon, I've worked in audit. I was like, I feel your pain, but I don't want to go back into it. It's a nightmare for me to work in there. I don't care if they pay me 60K. She could have walked into 50K job because she's a chartered accountant. She's a Institute of Chartered Accountants of India chartered accountant. And I was like, you know what, with your personality, you should 100% go into client facing roles or sales. She's like, yeah, that's what all of my previous managers have said. I was like, 100%, let's do it. So she knew client facing roles, sales, junior account manager roles were for her, where her people facing, her relationship building skills are used. Then the right industry for her. So that's the role bit over here. Yeah. So if I were to go here, that's the role bit. The second thing she covered was the industry. So all the clients, or most of the clients she worked worked with, or even the recent job she was doing in London part-time, she's working in a financial services company. So that's why she wanted to focus on that industry. And then when it came to company type, that's kind of like company type could be either a corporate, like large corporate like KPMG, or it could be a startup, or it could be SME, small size businesses, or it could be a charity. So you want to go for kind of the right jobs based off your interest. A lot of people are interested in NGOs. A lot of people are interested in startups. I love startups. So for me, my sweet spot of the type of company would be startup. So she ticked all 3 of those, and she got the job after 1 interview. Then she sent a presentation, and then even before she had the second call, she got the job offer. So it's 48K including bonus, and that's just first year. Second year bonus would go up substantially. And she's just like you guys. Cool. Shubham, I see you've got an AI assistant. Send me the notes when you're done. I'd love to see them. Thank you very much. Okay, hopefully that made sense. I don't want to go into too much depth, but if you guys want to go into more depth for that, the 90-day blueprint, I've covered it in detail. Cool. Let's move on. So let me run you through the CV structure that you need to apply for graduate jobs in the UK. And this is a structure that, all of these candidates you see on the screen, Diana from Kazakhstan, what have I done? Sorry. Maria from Mexico, Arti from India, Ivana from India, Maya from India, Aisha from Pakistan, Lisa from Russia, Zaki from Indonesia, Satya from India. So people from all around the world, international students, have followed this exact CV template. So you don't really need to reinvent the wheel. You need to make sure that you follow it, and you follow it to a T. Make sense? Cool. So let me run you through what the traits were of these international student CVs. I remember Aisha coming to me. She was in Pakistan then, in Islamabad, and she applied for, when I used to run international years, she applied for the second cohort. And she's like, Faroon, I'm not getting any interviews. I was like, what? You got 100% scholarship. You went to the Russell Group University, Liverpool. You got a first class degree, so it's a distinction. You speak really good English. You're very well put together. You've got amazing energy. Why are you not getting interviews? She's like, I don't know. And then I was like, wait a second. I looked at her CV. I was like, Jesus Christ. She had a 4-page CV. If 80% of the important stuff is on page 3 and page 4, they're not even getting to there. There's like, if I were to show you right now, the number of applications, I don't know if I can show you for GDPR reasons, but the number of applications I got for the sales associate role I'm hiring for, it'll blow your mind. I think I'm at 160 or so now. Does anyone has anyone applied for the sales associate role? Can I get a few hands up? Boom, 160, and that's just excluding the people that messaged me on sales associate. And International Hustlers is a new company, less than a month old. Crazy. So if your CV is one page, I don't have time to look at four-page CVs. It's not because if it's I'm too busy or there's ego. It's just because if I look at four-page CVs, I won't be able to. I'll send you the link, Sanjana, but I won't be able to look at everyone's CV. So very important, your CV is one page. Another thing, very common, like all these students had that you see on the screen, is they use simple language. They didn't use. I've seen so many CVs from people from Pakistan, India, especially South Asian region. They use. I mean, we love using the word spearheaded, and I've used that as well. I was when I was applying for jobs in the first 2 years when I moved here 2016, I used to use spearheaded and like uh, in fancy words. You don't need to use words like that. Just use LED. That's it. Use managed. Use worked. You don't need to use fancy words. It's simplicity. Look at my slides. Is there any word on here that you need to think of like you need to think about the meaning for? Give me a hands up if you find these slides extremely simple. What am I selling? I'm selling knowledge here. I'm selling my services, you know? So you're selling your services as well to companies. Use simple English, please. Don't use um, spearheaded and orchestrated. You don't need that. Simple language. Thirdly, use numbers to quantify your impact. You don't want, like, there's two ways to say something. One way is to say, um, I worked in my family business. You know, most Indians, Pakistanis, we do work in our family business. Or you could say, I worked in my family business, and in the first 6 months, I closed 6 deals worth $300,000. Which one was more impressive, the first one or the second one? Type in the chat. Type in the chat. First one or second one? Boom. We human beings are naturally, what's the word for it? We are naturally impressed by numbers. So if you want to say, oh, like let's say you're stuck in traffic and you're late to a job, like you're late to an interview, and obviously it's true that you're stuck in traffic, because if you're in London, you're probably going to be stuck in traffic. You're late there. You could just say, oh, there was traffic, or you could say the traffic was so bad there were 5,000 cars stuck on the M4. I was waiting for 45 minutes. I'm so sorry. I'll make it up to you by next time coming 50 minutes early for the second interview. Is that impactful? Yes or no? Instead of saying, oh, there was traffic. Sorry. You can say the same stuff, remove the numbers, and it won't be impactful. So use numbers. Use human psychology to your advantage, right? And not just use numbers, bold the numbers as well. So if I were to show you Aisha's CV over here, look at like the numbers she's got. She landed 0 interviews in India and when she was in Pakistan applying for jobs in the UK. And then she came, and the first company she applied to, World 50, she got the job. This is the CV she had. Simple. Yeah, she bolded. I was going to show you. Sorry, she bold. This work with leaders, senior leaders is bold because that company called World 50, they work with senior leaders. Yeah, cool. We can take that. Rija, so any questions you have, happy to take towards the end in the Q&A. So that's the thing. You want to bold the relevant stuff. Don't just bold numbers, bold keywords as well. So as I said, she was applying for a company that works with senior leaders. Over here, she has worked with senior leaders in bold. Cool. Strong action verbs. I'll cover that in a second as well. But high level, you don't want to say participated. You don't want to say helped. You don't want to say weak words. You want to say led. You want to say managed. You want to say directed. Strong action verbs. You never think of it like this. If someone applies to, let's say you're hiring for a family business. A lot of you guys have family businesses back home, and someone applies and says, oh yeah, you've got this business that sells plastic boxes. And then they come and they say, oh yeah, I helped my former boss package the materials. I helped him. I participated in a team. Versus another employee says, I led a team to make sure 3 people were producing 100 boxes a day. What's more impactful, the first or the second one? Please type in the chat. Boom. And I'm being so annoying here, getting you guys to type in the chat. But I want you guys to engage, so use strong action verbs. And lastly, but not the least, I have probably over the past year dedicating my life, quitting my job, putting all of my savings online to help to to, to basically further the mission of getting international students jobs. I've seen thousands of CVs. And the number one common thing that most CVs have, including the people on the screen here, that's mistakes on their CVs, including my CVs as well for the first 2 years. You guys, most of you guys are here for a master's, I guess, which is why it's hard. It took me 7 years to learn this stuff, so I don't blame you guys. I would have been way in a much worse position compared to you guys because of how much you got to learn. You're going to navigate the UK, you got to navigate master's, you got to navigate making friends. It's hard. So it's normal to have mistakes on there. But now that you're taking this training, understand that you can't have one mistake. Do your CV and get your smartest friend. You all have raise your hand if you got a friend that speaks English or speaks in an accent where he doesn't even sound like he's from wherever he's from. He fakes a good American or British accent. Raise your hand if you got that friend and they actually speak good English. Have you? Great. Maybe you have an American friend or a Canadian friend or a British friend. Get them to review your CV. Get someone, a native English speaker that's got really high attention to detail, and they'll find mistakes and fix it. It's simple. You can even use Grammarly. It's not hard. Cool. So I've got a lot to cover. I'm going to move on, right? So basically, the first thing I want to cover is making your CV impressive, right? The second thing, sorry. So I've covered writing a UK CV for graduate roles. Now I'm covering how do you now make your CV impressive? Because as I said, you are now in the game of selling your skills to companies. You need to make it sound impressive. You could have helped your dad in your family business, and you can say, I helped him close 3 deals, or you can say, I led 3 deals, or I led, even if you didn't lead the whole 3 deals, you can say, led the marketing function of 3 deals that resulted in 300K US dollars revenue annual. So make sure you talk about what you did. Focus on what you did. Don't care about the rest. When I'm hiring for someone, I don't care about how you helped someone, how you participated. I'm interested in learning what you exactly did and where you made the biggest impact. Cool? Let's move on. So now you're probably wondering, Faroon, cool, I get it. I need to sell my skills. I need to talk about myself. I need to sound impressive. I need to use strong action verbs, but how do I actually do it? These are the 3 things that you need to do to make your CV sound impressive. The first one is using action verbs. The second one is using measurable impact. And the third one is using non-UK experience. And I've seen people do 1 and 2 frequently, but I've not seen people utilize their non-UK experience. I've spoken to people where they were like in India or whatever, they worked at a really successful company there, and they wouldn't include it, or the way they would include it wouldn't be good enough for UK standards. And I'll get into that in a second. So you want to include your non-UK experience, but in a way that in the UK it still seems impressive, right? So if you worked at Tata Motors or Tata Consultancy, you don't want to mention Suzuki or stuff they don't understand. You want to talk about the clients you worked with that are European, that are UK-based clients, or you want to make it as close to the UK as possible. I'll get into that, but the high-level point is most people miss it. I've seen so many people. Mohit came to me, and mostly Luca helped him, but he worked in his family business and he closed so many deals and he never included it. He included it with Indian rupees. They're not going to get Indian rupees. You want to specify your impact in pounds. So hopefully that makes sense. Most people miss this out, but it's important to do these 2 as well. And a lot of you guys will be missing out on this. It's fine. I missed out on these action verbs and measurable impact in the first 2 years when I came to the UK. Took me 2 years, guys, to have my first job. 2 years. My job is to get you the job in 30 days, 45 days. And it's doable. This process has been done for close to personally one-on-one. I've helped 14 people. It's doable. Cool. So using action verbs. Let's start with the first one. So guys, what's very important is to understand that you don't want to use weak verbs like helped, assisted, participated. No, you don't want to use that. Anything that shows you're in a support role, get rid of it. Use strong words like I built, I scaled, I managed, I documented, I optimized, I implemented. So much more powerful. Here's an example. Diana, who I helped 8 months ago, she's now literally telling me, for my role is so stressful and I hate it. But then when I get my bonus, I like it. That's a good problem to have. She's in sales. So you might get into stressful roles, guys. And I love getting people into sales roles because I think sales is the best career out there. It's super stressful, but it's where you get the most resilience You get massive bonuses, and your hard work directly impacts the money in your account. There's no other job that does that. Shubham, I'm getting another notification. But yeah, point is that you don't want to use the word assisted. Diana, when she came to me on her CV, said it is assisted in providing excellent customer service. That's not impressive. I don't care if you assisted in providing excellent customer service. No. Then I asked her, okay, how many customers did you deal with? She's like, yeah, I was doing like 50 to 100 a day. I was like, cool. You're doing 400 a week. And what were you advising them on? Luxury bags. How many? Oh my God, Faroon, there's so many. Like 50, 100 at one point. I was like, cool. You advise 400 customers weekly on 100 plus luxury bags. Boom. We got numbers on there. We got action verbs on there. And then in brackets, she's also got the brands. And this is how it shows this bit, which is non-UK experience, making it relevant. Because although she was in Kazakhstan, which is in Asia, but she talked about her UK relevant brands or European brands. Because in the UK, people will know about Zara, like Chanel, like the Italian stuff, but they won't know about the Pakistani stuff or the Indian stuff. And as much as we think, oh yeah, they know about it, they colonize us, they don't. They don't know about the stuff we have back home. We think the average, like, raise your hand, honestly, if you think the average British person or the average British hiring manager knows what Tata or even cares. Do you think they do? Or do you think they don't? I think that most of them don't. Some of them will, but most of them don't. Give me a hands up if you think they won't know about the average Indian Pakistani brand. Boom. It's like, how many of you guys know about the average Australian brand? None of you guys, because I don't know about Australian brands because I don't know. You know? Similarly, they're just busy with their own stuff. So tell them stuff they want to hear, they know about. Cool. What was Diana's outcome? She got a job, I think 26 to 28K base, and then around 8 to 15K in bonus. Boom. Next job she could get, she's going to get account manager role or account executive role. Boom, 60K base. Just 60K base out of the bat. And then 30 to 50K bonus. You know, you can't make that kind of money if you're not in sales. And especially if anyone's going for a sales role, this stuff is really important. Cool. Hopefully that made sense. I need to move on. Using measurable impact. What does that mean? You could say, oh, I worked so hard when I worked at Subway. So that's option one. Or you could say, it's option two, I made 100 sandwiches every 3 hours, serving over 50 customers every 3 hours. Or, sorry, let me do that again. I served 100 plus sandwiches every 3 hours to 50 customers and got promoted within 6 months to team lead. So now I want to pick on someone in the call here to tell me exactly what makes it seem impressive, what I said here. I'm going to pick on someone, so I need someone to speak.
It's the quantifiables that we are putting across.
Exactly. Boom.
Like the
Hit it on
numbers.
that. So it's quantifying your
Multitasking
impact.
as well.
Sorry?
Multitasking as well, like making and dealing the customers at the same time.
Multitasking is important, yes, but that comes second
And
to
also,
impact.
and also the time.
Boom. That's what I was looking to hear. So it's not just about the quantifying, it's also about what was the impact, right? So I made all of these sandwiches and in 6 months I got promoted to team lead. So don't just say, oh, I helped manage a team. No, I managed a team increasing revenue by 3,000%, because then they can visualize the impact you're going to bring in their organization. And there's 2 ways to do it, literally 2 ways to do it. You could either start with the impact, which is this. I should have started with the first one, but let's say you could start with the impact, where increase online traffic by 15%, and then you say what you did. Or you could say, I analyzed consumption patterns and reduced stock shortages by 50%. It's either way, either what you did, what the impact was, or flip that, what the impact was, what you did. Everyone following? Makes sense? Cool. Here's an example of Aisha. Aisha, she landed 0 interviews, full scholarship holder from Liverpool, from Islamabad, Pakistan. Her CV was worked with Instagram influencers to sell luxury dresses. There's a typo there. That's bothering me. Sorry about that. I'll fix it later. Cool. But yeah, she never even mentioned her impact, let alone numbers. So then we changed it and we said, no, negotiated profitable deals. Because I asked her, what do you mean by work? What do you do? It's like, oh, I'd message them, I try and get them to agree to a deal. I was like, oh, you're negotiating profitable deals. I was like, are they making a profit? She's like, yeah. We made like 3-4 lakh in our first month. I was like, boom. And the impact, I was like, what did you impact? She's like, yeah, like we tripled sales in 2 months. Boom. It's as simple as that. Just whenever you're writing something on your CV or even an interview, think of like what was the impact. Think hard. Get in a room, throw your laptop away, put your phone away, get a pen and paper, and think of everything you've done in your previous roles. Think of what you did, and most importantly, what do you achieve there. Think hard, and you'll figure everything out. Yeah, makes sense. Everyone following? I need to bump up the speed. I've got a lot to cover, so I'm gonna go faster now. Is everyone fine at this pace? Am I okay to go 20% faster? Give me a hands up, not a thumbs up, hands up, please, if I can go 20% faster. Cool. Now give me a hands up if I can go 40% faster. 40% faster. I love it. I love it. Cool. So now we've covered this bit, action verbs, and we've covered measurable impact. Now we're covering, we're covering non-UK experience. So Diana, she worked in Kazakhstan at her family family luxury goods business. Cool. Tabish, you can lower your hand. And basically what Diana did is she never included like the brands she worked with. I was like, why do you not? She's like, oh, I don't know if they're relevant. I was like, no, you worked in Kazakhstan, put brands there that make you seem like you worked in Europe. It's being honest. It's just being smart. You know? So we did that, and she got so many interviews for luxury brands. I wish I could go back and show you the Slack channel from the course she was in, and she literally at one point she had like 10 interviews she landed in 1 week. This stuff works, guys. If she can do it, so can you. So if you worked at EY in India and you worked with a US client, put the US client you worked on. British people are more likely to know about a US company than like an Indian company. Cool. Moving on. So now you're probably wondering, what do I do when I can't remember the impact? There's 3 things. You don't put the impact, but you use numbers to quantify anything. So I can just say, you know, I processed 100 pension policies every day at Raindrop. I didn't say the impact, but it's still impactful. That's the first thing. Second thing is you can use an amplified word. So instead of saying I worked in a business, you can say I worked in a conglomerate. I know that this goes against using simple language, but maybe one fancy word is fine. And it's not fancy. Conglomerate, most of you guys know conglomerate. Like raise your hand if you've heard of the word conglomerate. Boom. So instead of saying large company, you can say multinational company. It's like it's still a word well known. It's still simple, but it's an amplified word. It makes it seem more impressive. Cool. Lastly, you want to use keywords relevant to your niche, right? And you'll get that from the job description, and I'll cover that in depth in a second. So I'm moving faster now. So let me give you an example of the first one, which is using numbers to quantify anything. So Aisha worked at the World Bank and she did an internship. I was like, that is impressive, but that's not impressive as I was saying, wait a second. If you worked at the World Bank, I'm pretty sure there are many applicants. He's like, yeah, Faroon is like only like a few people got interviewed and I got it, and it was really, really tough. And even though we had like connections, it was still very competitive because everyone had connections. By the way, she's from Islamabad, and Islamabad is like where a lot of the elites live in Pakistan. They're really, really ultra rich. And I was like, yeah. She's like, no, Faroon, you're competing against the other rich kids. I was like, okay, cool. That's interesting. So she got selected as 1 out of 10 trainees. They picked 10 over, and she said over 500 applicants. And these were the applicants from already the best uni in Pakistan, NAST, one of the best, like the equivalent to the IIM in India, you know? So boom. So she put 1 of 10 applicants, 1 of 10 trainees, 500 applicants, and then 2.5% acceptance rate. So use numbers to quantify anything in the bullet point, and it'll seem more impressive. Makes sense, guys? I'm moving on. Next, Dan example. So now she planned and monitored the day-to-day running of the business to ensure smooth progress. That's great. But then what do? We used conglomerate instead of business to plan and monitor the day-to-day running of the fuzzy arm of the conglomerate. So I asked the company that she worked with, I asked, we need to include numbers. What is their revenue? She said, oh, it's a couple 100,000 a month. I was like, okay, cool. That's going to be a couple million. That's so impressive. I was like, but wait, is there a parent company? She's like, yeah, it's like under the fuzzy company. It's massive. It's a conglomerate. I was like, she's like, yeah, it's a conglomerate. I was like, that's perfect. we would put the revenue of the conglomerate, and we've been honest, and we make it seem impressive. We use numbers, we use an amplified word, boom. Do you see how easy it is? Cool. I will answer questions towards the end, guys. Please make a note if that's okay. So, worked, and then lastly, use keywords relevant to your niche. So she was looking at research roles for a bit, and we put conducted market sizing research, consumer mapping, and competitor analysis in the box instead of just campaign strategy. Sorry, I was thinking there. Over here, it says worked on the campaign strategy to ensure we were up to date. Instead of that, she said what she conducted, market starting research, consumer mapping, and competitor analysis to inform campaign strategy. There's no numbers here. There's no impact, but there's still relevant keywords. So that still has an impact. If you think of it, if you got the right keywords in the CV, it still has an impact on the hiring manager. Cool. And when I say it has an impact, because you're like, oh yeah, this person's really relevant. Let's interview them. Cool. So now give me a hands up if this is probably the most you came here for this, like you were super interested in learning how to tailor your CV. This is the juiciest bit. Now, give me a hands up if any one of you guys have consumed any of my LinkedIn stuff or the masterclass on how to tailor your CV. So maybe raise your hands down, please. Everyone, please raise hands down, please. Or sorry, put your hands down, please. So now raise your hands if you've seen any of my LinkedIn posts or my the masterclass of how to tailor your CV. Okay, now raise your hands, please. Now, please lower your hands. Lower your hands, please, everyone. Tabish, your hand is up, but it's fine, no problem. Lower all. I should just do that. No problem. So my next question is: raise your hands now if you've seen the how to tailor your CV in the masterclass. The strategies are the same here, guys. So anyone that's seen the masterclass, can they maybe take the floor and in 10 seconds just tell me what is the key thing they learned from it? Rija, Sai, come on. I'll give you a free 15-minute CV review session if you speak. And this is on recording, so I'll keep up with my word.
Sure, I can go ahead.
Go
Can
ahead.
I?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so I think the most important thing I learned about from that video was how I should try to focus on relevant things rather than putting in everything in my CV,
Right.
which was I doing before.
Exactly.
Plus making sure that all my achievements are using the active verbs and like giving out the
Boom.
impact of what I did during that role rather than just mentioning what I was responsible for.
Boom.
Yeah, so I think these are the two important things that I made significant changes in my CV after watching the masterclass.
Boom. You hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what it is. And especially when you say making sure you're putting the relevant stuff, what were you doing before you saw that? The masterclass, I mean.
Yeah, so like I have experience in different domains, like in machine learning, in supply chain, things like that. And when I was applying to just technical roles like such as data science roles, I was putting in all my internships as well that I did before, which had nothing to do with data science. And I was not putting in the projects I did according to data, like related to data science during my master's.
Boom.
So because I just thought putting in my internships would be better that I did in Pakistan rather than the UK stuff. So that was the significant change I made. I also did another thing that I actually did learn from your masterclass was that I did several things when I was interning at Quantum Black, like management things and the technical things, and I changed the majority of the pointers I wrote down was the technical things after watching the masterclass, the relevant stuff.
I love it.
So, yeah.
I love it. It's great that you started including the data science relevant experience on there. Because are you going for data science roles, or what roles are you going for?
So I'm potentially like, after going through like the whole niche thing, I decided that maybe I should go for operational analyst roles in the startups that, help other FMCGs or other, manufacturing companies, things like that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's great. It's good you have a niche. And how's it going? Like, where are you in your search now?
So I recently, like at the start of December, I started doing this. So like I haven't had many interviews in like 15 days or so, but I think I'm not getting rejected like right away. So I think that's a good thing.
Gotcha. So you're not getting interviews, but you are getting, like, basically,
Considered, yeah.
you're getting considered. It's good. I love the positive mindset. Which uni do you go to, Raja?
What?
Which uni do you go to in the UK?
Oh, University of Edinburgh.
That's a great uni. Great uni. Cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So, Raja, it's great you got your niche, but yeah, thanks for sharing. And yeah, message me after. I'm happy to give you 15 minutes advice on CV or whatever you want, as I promised.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Awesome. So, thanks for that, Raja. Let's move on. So, I've realized that the best way people actually listen and then pay attention is when you just show them like how another candidate tailored their CV. So this is how Aisha tailored her CV. So Aisha's from Pakistan, like me, like Raja. Us from Pakistan, India, we're literally the same people, and we have the same struggles. And I say this because I've coached many Indians and many Pakistanis, and our struggles are the same, guys. So, in terms of what Aisha did, she landed a job, £28,000 base salary, and I think 10 to 20,000 bonus. So she will get her first bonus in 6 months, and she still hasn't gotten it. I think she started in August. She's gonna get it in January or February probably, and it's gonna be close to 10K because she did a deal. Because like one deal is like 5K or so. And then you also get a bonus for other targets that you hit, number of calls. But the point is, guys, that it's just crazy how she had no interviews and now she's making 40K in her first job, and the next job she's gonna get is gonna be 60, 70K easy. 100K she'll walk away with bonus. 6-figure salary within 3 years of moving to the UK. Raise your hands if that's impressive right now. I want everyone to raise their hands. It's a tough market. You got to be happy with 100K. Yeah. Now, I want you to raise your hands if you believe you can get to 100K in the next 3 years. Now, I want you to, I'm lowering your hands. Now, raise your hands if you want to, sorry. Oh, I've seen some hands. Now, raise your hands if you want to achieve 100K, but you don't think it's possible. You think, wow, how am I going to get there? That's insane amount of money. Cool. And I'll tell you why I asked that. That's exactly what Aisha thinks right now. She said, Farooq, I don't know I'm going to get to 100K. I don't know if I'll get it. And she's going to get it. You're going to follow. I will do a webinar. Message me in a year, 2 years. She will get it. She's already close to 50K. She's in her next promotion in August. She's going to get close to 50K. Next job is going to be at least 60, 70K base, and then 30K on top of that bonus. She thought the same. She thought, Farooq, can I even get a 25K job? She was happy with even 21K. Now she's double that. So now you're probably thinking, raise your hand if you think, yeah, maybe I'll get to 50K in 3 years. So raise your hand if you think, yeah, maybe I'll get to 50K in 3 years. Boom. Aisha thought she was not even good enough for 21K. She's like, yeah, well, I got a 21K job. And now she's well over 40K. So if she can double it and she had no interviews, raise your hand if you think if she can do it, you can do it as well. I love it. I love it. Cool. Cool. Now raise your hand if you feel motivated after this. Okay, sorry. This is so annoying. I'm getting a high off of this. Last one, I promise. Raise your hand if part of the private community on school, I would do a weekly motivational session. If you would actually attend it. Let me see how many raise your hands. So 9, 12. Let's see how many raise their hands. So 16 would attend, 15 would attend. Cool. And how many? We've got 26 on the call. Let me see again. Oops, sorry. Where are the hands again? 14 would attend. You sure no one else? Is that it, Max? That's still pretty good. Still pretty good. 16. Anyone else that would attend? 17. I'm being a bit greedy now. I want to get to 20. 16 is still good. That's more than 60%. You know, roughly 60% of people on the call that would find a motivational session. And I enjoy it as well. I love motivating people. Cool. Cool. Let's move on now. I should have done this, but yeah. The first step, my friends, to tailor your CV is to use our best friend, Chat GPT, right? Chat GPT, and that's it. So, guys, can you still hear me well? My mic fell down. For a second, it sometimes turns off. You can hear me? Hear me well? Can I get hands up if you can hear me well? Perfect. So on ChatGPT, all you want to do is, this is a job that Aisha actually got, and they're hiring again. See, for proof here, 28,000 basic salary and total on target earnings 45,000 pounds in her first year. And I just put 40K an estimate of what she can achieve because she's smashing her targets. So this is the money. She's in this job right now, 45,000. World 50 business development representative. And if you guys want proof, I'll show you right now. World 50 group, people. Boom, Aisha. They call it membership development associate or business development associate. Yeah, makes sense? Cool. So what was I going to say? I was going to say, I'll open LinkedIn on this, sorry. That she used GPT and she got that job, so can you, you know? Anyways, let's go back to over here, which is generate keywords using ChatGPT. Literally what you want to do is you want to go to LinkedIn, you want to go to jobs, and you want to search, let's say World 50 is the job that she applied to. And you literally want to copy this, the job description. You want to paste it on GPT over here. And you just want to say, you want to get to the top. And you literally want to copy paste this over here. For the job description below, in bullet points, based on the following job description, it's said twice, sorry. So for the job description below in bullet points, please provide 10 keywords I should include in my CV or cover letter to increase its relevance and optimize for it for ATS. I've already done it, and this is what it gave me. It gave me 10. So now, the interesting bit is it doesn't end here. You need to just generate 10. Ask it for 10 because you need to use human intuition. Guys, the number one mistake I've seen is I use AI, I use GPT day to day. I ask GPT a million things. But the thing that separates the people that use AI properly and people that use it and then it's pretty obvious to use it is they don't then use their own intuition. You can't just take what AI did and copy paste it in an email. You could spot it like that. I can spot an AI email like that. And most of you guys can. So raise your hands if you can spot an email written by GPT. How do you feel when you get a message or an email that seems GPT generated? Now, give me a thumbs up if you feel just feels just not human. A thumbs up, please, if it just feels weird. When you read my LinkedIn post, raise your hands if you think it's obvious it was written by me, it's a human. Raise your hands. Exactly. So you need to use GPT as an advantage, as a superpower. So I write the post myself end to end, and I just use GPT to add emojis. I'm like, add emojis at the end just to spice it up a bit. So that's the cherry on top. Most people bake the pudding and they use GPT for the pudding. No, GPT is just a cherry on top. So that's step one, you generate keywords. Step two is then you finalize top 5 keywords. So the way you do that is you need to read the job description 3 times and you need to finalize 5. And there's no right way to do it. There's no one way to do it, guys. You're not going to know. So from here, basically, the job description was a bit different when Aisha did it, but changed it a tiny bit. But we finalized these 5. Ooh, give me a second. I need to, sorry. It should show up here. We finalized relationships, leader, fast-paced, sales, and communication. And I'll tell you how. You know, the way we did it is, if I were to go to the job description here, I'd read it. Let's read it together. If you're ready to kickstart the new year as a business development representative where you can experience growth and a chance to make a significant impact, then look no further. As a key player in our membership development team, by the way, Aisha is a membership development associate, it's the exact role, you will have the opportunity to forge new relationships with C-suite executives at large global enterprises and be at the forefront of our company's expansion and upward trajectory. Let's make the 2024 year of professional success. Our business development representatives are highly motivated and play a critical role in the success of our global sales team. They have a passion for learning and development with the need to be great at something not good. Then it literally says a bit about the company. It's an invite-only company. There's 1,400 globally respected members. They've got C-suites. They've got 4,800. You see, they've used exactly what I taught you, numbers. 4,800 senior executives, 1,400 globally respected communities across 6 continents, yada, yada, yada. And then what you can expect. We're seeking a results-oriented, motivated, and strategic hunter who is laser-focused on building a sales pipeline. Now, just from reading it, I've seen sales has been used a couple times. Now I'd use my logic here. I'd be like, wait, I say sales a couple times. How about I just do a control F on sales? I've done a control F on sales and two times on the job description. That's still a decent amount of times. And when Aisha applied, the reason why she put sales here, is because the role was also sales development representative. So it's like 4 or 5 times. You know, it's even in skills here. So now raise your hands if you think it makes sense to include sales in the CV. Boom. All you do is you go to your CV template, you highlight it, you add a comment, and you just add literally the first one, sales here. Boom. Make sense? Now, second one, discover new contacts that are a strong fit for the Word 50 proposition, chief financial officer, or newly minted chief digital officer. Now you're going to use intuition. Now you look at GPT. GPT did say that there is something along the lines of leadership, I think, or it said C-suite relationships. So you can use, if they've used the word, now I think, okay, they use chief a lot, like leader a lot. So now look, I search leader, leadership is here. Literally, they have another company called Procurement Leaders. So either you could use leadership or you could use some sort of chief keyword. 100% you should use chief. And the reason why you want to use chief is if you use it, there's 3 times here. You know, and it's not even on GPT. So you can get, and your goal is to basically get 2 to 3 from manually job description and use 2 to 3 from AI. So from AI, you still need to use intuition, right? So I don't think using global enterprises is someone that you're going to use because no one uses that in conversation. However, you could use the word business development for sure because it's similar to sales and it's something that you could put in your CV. You can be like, I led on the business development strategy. So that way you just get up to 5 and there's no right or wrong. You can get any 5 on the CV. And as long as they're on, AI has got them, you manually got 2 or 3. Your CV is going to be great. And as long as you bold them, you're going to get an interview invite. There's no rocket science here. That's literally what it is. Most people do this for one CV and not for the rest. And then they don't expect to get interviews. No. You know, whenever I've coached my candidates, we do this for every job they apply to, every job. You need to be consistent. The most successful people do the same stuff that we do. They just do it consistently every day. And it's just hard to do the same stuff every day, but you got to be consistent. The difference between you and the hundreds of thousands of pounds that you should make and you deserve to make in your career is consistency. Is everyone following? And then all you do is you then go to here and you just add all the keywords here. Does that make sense? Cool. So can I get a few hands up if that makes sense? And you just finalize top 5 and you add them here. So what I preach to my candidates is you get 2 manually and 3 from AI. Usually I go for 3 manually, 2 AI, but that's what it is. And the reason why I added in comments, just so that you could write it down. It's a great question. But just so that like you have it at the top and then you spread it across the CV. Then you add it here, sales, you make it bold. You add, let's say over here, leader. And then if you were to search leader, and it's here, should have been bold, but leader is here bold. You add it here so that then you know where to bold it. Hope that answers the question. But cool. That's what you need to do. Is everyone following? Another thing you want to do is when you're reading the job description, sorry, I'm very confused. You want to highlight stuff. So let's say chief is something you find interesting. There's a tool called simple highlighter. You can literally search super simple highlighter, super simple highlighter, Chrome extension, and you download it. I have it on my other account, the old one. And basically what you want to do is you highlight something here, and you right click, and you can highlight it on the job description. Boom. And now when you're reading it, it will save it already in your Google Chrome's cache. And when you open it, you just know the relevant stuff. You can literally, before the interview, review the job description, see, oh yeah, these are the relevant keywords, and include them in your answers. Is that helpful, guys? Do you guys like that? Perfect. Awesome. Christina, I see you. I see you. I was very impressed. Yesterday, I was with my mother and brother, and we were just in central London. We went for a drive to see the lights. And I was like, there's this undergrad that's requested to join the group, and they graduate in 2027. I was like, this girl, she's going to go really ahead. So, well done, Christina, on, having the proactiveness to want to, start the job hunt now. You're probably like 18 or so. So well done. Cool. So hopefully all that makes sense, guys. And then you finalize the top 5 keywords and you include them in your CV. And high level, you want to include them everywhere besides your top section here. You want to include them in the summary. So literally what Aisha did was she included my love for sales. So literally what she did was, having co-founded luxury clothing brand business whilst at university, I built meaningful customer relationships, because customer relationships was a keyword, and scaled sales by 3,000%. I discovered my love for sales. So she included sales in the summary. Next, she put it in the education as well. So she put leaders. So firstly, she had scholarship recipient, but then she added the full title, future leaders scholarship recipient. It was a kind of a good fit that like she had like leaders, like awards, and she was applying for a company that works for leaders. So that kind of helped. That's why it's important to apply for a sweet spot as well. If you apply for jobs in your sweet spot, then it's easy. It'll be easy to get these keywords on. If you're not, you're going to struggle to get the keywords on. If I were to now apply for a recruitment role, God forbid I do that. I'd never give up on this, but if I would, I'll get all the right keywords, like interviewed this many candidates, did case studies, reviewed thousands of CVs, and it's all the right words. I don't have to lie or go out of the way. Does that make sense, guys? Now, do you agree that applying for jobs in your sweet spot is important? She literally got 100% scholarship for leader, she got 100% scholarship, which is called future leader scholarship, because she's expected to be a future leader. She's great. That's the secret. Cool. So you don't want to optimize anything. You want to optimize everything besides the contact information. Another thing you want to do, and I'd love to show you this on LinkedIn, is towards the end, there's going to be skills. Right? So if I were to search for an operations, operations analyst, you're going to see some skills towards the end. Google Analytics. Boom. All you do is you go to the CV and you include it here in skills, and you make sure that if you're applying for jobs within your niche, you start taking courses on them. You start a course that day and you put it on your CV, and you should include it. Like, you should complete it as well. That's why if you're applying for marketing analyst roles, most of the jobs will require Google Analytics, right? And if you do, it's going to help you. So do the course anyways. And you include Salesforce. And if you're beginner, just do a beginner course and put beginner in there. It's better than not having on the CV. Does that make sense, guys? That's how you include everything, from the right keywords to the skills. And this is outside of the thing is this could be skills or job requirements. And what I've seen is usually some roles, it depends, right? If you're applying for data roles, you're going to write Java, Python, like loads of stuff. I don't really get data roles, but you're going to have to include them outside of your top 5. But if you're applying for non-technical roles, you can include the skills in your top 5. Does that make sense? Is everyone following? It is a bit all over the place, but is everyone following? Give me a hands up if you find this extremely helpful. Cool. Is this speed fast, or should I go faster? Or actually, just because I'm learning as well, starting to do these more webinars, but give me a hands up if you think this speed is the right speed, perfect speed. Amazing. Amazing, guys. So that is basically it. This is just step by step. And if you were to high level look at like the skills, you want to add the exact skills that are on the job description. You want to add relevant certifications, and if you haven't got them, you just you start taking them. Cool. Let's move on to the next session. Hopefully all that made sense. It's not that hard. Now, okay, wait. Before we move on, let me lower the hands. Sorry, just a second. Now, raise your hands if you believe that tailoring your CV isn't that hard, actually. Okay, cool. And I hope you're not just saying that to impress me so that I get you into my program. You're generally saying that. Okay, I love it. Thank you so much, guys. So next steps. These webinars and trainings will all be uploaded if you want to rewatch them onto School. So if I were to go School now, it's a free platform. I'm paying to play. I'm paying for the monthly subscription, but it's worth every penny. And I will keep paying even if there's one member on there. One member on there, I'll keep paying, right? And it's free. Guys, all of it will be in the classroom here. So I'll add it in the CV writing section. Yeah. So this School is a beautiful opportunity. And I've seen so many creators out there. The people on this platform are helping people get rid of depression, lose 20 kilos. Like there's communities that are helping women that aren't able to conceive, have babies, like literally to use to fix, like not fix, but like improve their hormones. And it's just crazy. This is a life-changing platform. And I'm glad I brought you guys onto it, because this stuff, guys, and I tell you this, I swear to God, I'm in talks with an employer where the people that engage the most, the data will be sent to them and they'll be wanting to interview them. So it is super important that you guys join the platform and engage. Once we can get to 1,000 the next month easily, because I'm going to be sending an email out to everyone in my email list. And people that engage the most will, like right now, Mohammed Jamshed, who's not on the call, is at the top. So if I were to send employers some top candidates, I know this data isn't enough, but let's say in 2 months from now, I would send Mohammed Jamshed because he's engaging the most. It literally shows that he's really determined. This doesn't mean you just like everyone's post. It means you comment. Like there's different points for different stuff, and I'm setting that up with an expert. But the point is, guys, this platform is not only going to teach you, it's going to get you interviews, get you jobs. So now there's learning here. You're making friends. You're getting chance to get interviewed by companies, because this data I'm going to start testing out to send to employers. It's real data. It's objective data. It's not just like, oh, Mohammed Jamshed is great. Like, no, there's proof that he's been engaging, right? So guys, my question is right now, I want you guys to download School right now, the app. It's for free. Whilst you're downloading it, you can scan the QR code. Can someone let me know if the QR code works? It should work, but you never know. Can someone let me know if it works or doesn't work, please? Works. Awesome. Cool. So download it's not download. This is join the community. Sorry. I'm saying the wrong stuff, but you want to join the community and download the app on your phone. It's going to be like WhatsApp. And the reason why it's beautiful is literally because you don't have to be on WhatsApp. There's no distractions. You're just on the community and it's free. Cool. So I know that sounds really, really salesy. I don't get any money for you joining it. I don't get anything. All I get is you guys get to learn the strategies I teach, and you guys will get jobs. And yes, that helps my business, but it's a win-win. Like, why not? Like, why not you get jobs and why not benefit, So always go for win-win scenarios. An employer hires you, they don't do you a favor. They need someone as well to help them out with their work. Cool. So now I am happy to answer any questions. I saw loads of questions in the middle, but yeah, feel free to raise your hands. And yeah, I can answer any questions. Siddhant, go for it.
Hi, Faroon. Hope you're doing well.
Hey.
I like the strategies and the CV writing templates, and just the template and how you find keywords. Now, in terms of finding a job, in terms of jobs advertised on LinkedIn, should you easy apply, or like in most cases, because I think your resume doesn't go in fully. It's just the introduction,
Yeah,
uh,
so
your
for
profile
sure.
header. So do you like then go, for example, the job that Aisha had, which is advertised? Do you then go to the website and then apply, or what do you do?
For sure, man. I think the most useful thing I could do is actually show you the back end of a job that we applied for, that we advertised. Um, Let me see how I can get to it. So I'm just logging in, and I'm seeing if there's a way for me to. Yeah. So basically, to answer your question, easy apply is not enough. I don't know why it's not logging in. Sorry about the delay. I'm so sorry. I should be able to share my screen now
No
any
worries.
second. So this was for a international, there was a previous company I was co-running. And if I were to show a few applicants, this is, I filtered. And the truth is, I don't know why there's not many applicants here, but there's usually there's another one that my Luca had, and there's like 500 applicants. And the truth is, easy apply will only get you in the list. And if there's 5 pages, the only people that get the interviews are only on the first page or second page, third page max. So easy apply is not enough to answer your question. Easy apply is nothing.
Yeah.
Easy apply is like the lowest. So think of it. Usually, tell me this honestly. If you go have £3 sushi versus you have £30 sushi, is there going to be a massive difference?
In terms of quality, probably yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So it might not be 10x, but it might be 3x or 4x. But sometimes to even get 4x, you need to pay 10x more.
Yeah.
How life works, you need to make way more money for just a bit more stuff, like a Rolls Royce compared to, I don't know, another BMW 7 Series. Tiny differences,
Yeah.
not massive, but the price
Makes
is 5x. So point is that easy apply is easy. Getting £3 sushi is easy, but saving up £300 for sushi, it's someone's I don't know, like monthly wage in Pakistan, or like someone's 3-day wage in England. So versus if someone makes £500 an hour, a surgeon, for them it's nothing. Just go have sushi with the weekend with their girlfriend. So the point is, anything that's easy is not going to be valued. You're not going to get outcomes. So easy apply is easy for a reason. You want to easy apply, you want to email them, and I'm going to do a separate session on that, like how to reach out to hiring manager. You want to email them. You also want to message them on LinkedIn, and not just message one person, message 10 people.
Yeah.
Use that for every job. There's no, that's why you need to go focus on quality. Don't apply to 10 jobs, apply to 1 job a day, 2 jobs a day max, and reach out to 20 people, 10 people at each company. You're going to get a response. There's no doubt you're going to get either. Listen, if you right now think you wanna go to LSE, and I applied to LSE, my dream university was LSE, and I got heartbroken when I got rejected, but I'm glad I got rejected. Imagine if I felt how I felt if I never even applied because oh, I'm not good enough. No, a rejection is better than no answer. So message 10 people, you'll get maybe someone like, oh yeah, thanks for reaching out. However, the role is filled up. It's fine. If it's not filled up, or maybe they're not hiring international, it's fine. At least you know not to waste. A lot of people waste. They're like, when you're like, you have a crush, right? And you're in your head, you're in a relationship with them, and they're taking it, you get offended. But like a lot of people have this with jobs. You're like, thinking of a job, fantasizing of it for weeks, and then the company never gets back because you just easy apply. No, you need to literally appear on their phone and screens enough for them to say no or yes. Make sense? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Thanks.
Cool. Anyone else have any questions? Amrita, go ahead. And I'd appreciate if you turn your video on as well, so that other people could see that we're not just A's or S's.
Hi, Farod. I'm so sorry I cannot switch on my video right now. I'm just outside.
No worries. Go ahead.
Bear with me, please. So I have a question with regards to ATS tracker. I mean, what's your take on it? I mean, do you suggest that it is very reliable in terms of, finding out if your CV is relevant to the job description?
I mean, if you put keywords on your CV, it's gonna get highly ranked. Like we've done tests where we put 5 keywords on the CV, and it was highly 90% relevant or so. That's just ATS is applicant tracking software, and ATS is looking for keywords. So put 5 keywords on, And it will be, as long as, I mean, if you get the right keywords on, and it might, sometimes it's 60%, sometimes it's 80%. As long as, even if you're 50% ATS, I don't know, I don't recommend any, because all of them, the ATS tracking softwares, like the AI based ones, are all very nascent. I mean, nascent's the fancy word, I shouldn't use it. They're very new. So there's none I would recommend, unfortunately. I have a friend that's working on a startup that's doing it. Maybe I'd recommend his in a while, but as of now, there's none great. Even he says, man, all of these are hit or miss, they're fluke. So it's kind of a thing where you do your job. I've never, personally, one-on-one, I've had 14 people get jobs, and this is just one-on-one people that join the programs and, were clients that paid me. But there's so many people message me on WhatsApp, and I'll just, if I get time when I'm on the tube or stuff, I'll reply to 10 messages just to help. And a lot of people have gotten jobs with the same advice. So none of them actually ran it through a AI tool, whatever, to see its ATS relevance. So you could do it, but I don't think it moves the needle much. What actually moves the needle is getting those 5 keywords on there manually, the old school way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, very much. Thank you.
Happy to help. Anyone else? Tabish, are you going to be the lucky, not, I mean, you are lucky, but are you going to be the courageous guy that opens up his camera and shows his beautiful face to everyone, or no?
Actually, the same problem is with me as well. I'm outside as well, and
No worries.
plus,
Go ahead. No worries.
yeah, that's the issue. So,
No worries.
Farhoon,
Looks like everyone's outside today. I'm joking.
uh,
Go
I have
ahead.
one question. That's in regards to the application tracking software as well. So I used your technique, the application tracking software, like generated keywords from Chat GPT and put it in my CV the way you taught us. And I got like a couple of job interviews as well. Like I think it was in last month. I got like I think 5 to 10 job interviews, but all the employers were declining me because they said that they can't sponsor me. So, what's the possible solution of uh, this scenario?
So I'll tell you, and I want everyone to listen here. Can I get everyone's thumbs up to show that they're listening? It's going to be kind of heartbreaking, but I think it's good to get your heart broken instead of living in delusion. And I've lived in delusion as well. So this is not a dig. Like, I've lived in delusion as well. A lot of companies will say, oh, we don't sponsor, or you're not on the right visa, just because it's an easy way out. And I've heard this firsthand from British employers. They've said this to me whilst we were out at informal drinks or food. So this is the way out. If they like you, they'll find a way. Like Alisa, they liked Alisa. They're like, yeah, don't worry about license. Like, we'll apply for it. Like, it's something we can work out. I don't think it's a big problem. So if you're hearing that, I don't want to sound arrogant, but 99% chance that they just weren't impressed. And it's fine. I was 2 years, I was unimpressive to employers, but you'll get there. So the point is, there's international students getting jobs left, right, and center. And I get hundreds of messages a day. People are getting jobs. My goal is to tell you guys, look, I know it's like, I imagine, Tabish, which uni do you go to in the UK?
University of Huddersfield.
Huddersfield. Now, Huddersfield has a huge population of Indian and Pakistani students. Hundreds, correct?
Yeah, you're right about it.
Hundreds. All of the student accommodations are filled with Indians, Pakistanis, correct?
Yeah.
The majority are struggling and they don't get a job. Majority don't even get any interviews. They're like, oh, job nahi hai. Ye, they're not getting anything, correct? And they just, the whole mindset is, oh, you just can't get a job in the UK. There's no jobs here. They're racist, whatever. I mean, you shouldn't think that, but there's some people that think that. I would never ever think it's your race. If you're good, you could look whatever, you'd get the job. So yeah, there's that mindset there, correct?
Yeah.
People
So
just
many of my friends have got even like first class degrees. Even myself, I've got distinction as well.
Boom.
But yeah, that's the issue we are facing.
Boom. So the point I'm trying to make is that that's one side you see. But then the other side I see is all these students getting jobs. So when you live in that reality, that's why it's super important to join the community, and I'm selling it. And I think school should pay me money, but that's why I think you should download the app and surround yourself with winners. In the group, there's going to be people that are landing jobs. When you speak to them, I had some certain milestones in my business, and I couldn't even think of getting to those numbers. I'm like, oh no, that's for like different people. Like, you can't do that without being corrupt. No, you can't do that. And I speak to them. No, they have a legitimate business. They're adding genuine value to people. They're making that kind of money. You speak to them and they tell you, yeah, that's how I did it. And you just apply it and it works. That's how it is. You speak to people that got jobs, they will tell you how they did it. You replicate it and you will get the same results. It's as simple as that. You need to surround yourself with people that got jobs. So to answer your question, everyone goes to that circle where they keep getting rejected because of visa status and stuff. It's because they're not doing the right stuff. They start applying the right strategies and the way employers speak to them changes. All of you guys, I've heard mixed things about how I sound. I sound kind of mixed. I could also be taken as someone that sounds from England, Europe, someone else sounds from Pakistan. Did I sound like this? Like, let me lower the hands and just give you some wisdom here, everyone. Do I actually, sorry, my question was, do you guys think, raise your hand if you think I sounded like this when I moved here from Pakistan 7.5, 8 years ago. Raise your hand if you think I sounded like this. No one's gonna raise your hand. Exactly. Now raise your hand if you think over the years I changed my accent to sound like this and I made an effort. Boom. So what is my point? My point is, if I can do it, I was in your shoes 8 years ago. I surrounded myself with British people and American people, and I observed how they spoke, and I've replicated that. That's it. So Tabish, to answer your question, you do all the right stuff, and slowly and steadily, you'll see employers' perception change. That's the honest answer to your question. And I've seen this. People go from no results to many interviews to the job, and I've seen the whole end-to-end 0 to 1 for many people, for tens of people. So if they can do it, so can you. Does that answer your question? I know this turned into a motivation session, but I hope everyone's motivated by hearing what I'm saying.
Arun, your feelings are lacking a bit, I think.
Am I lagging?
Yeah.
Am I lagging for anyone else? Amrita or
No, it's all right.
That's all right. Okay, it's fine. Sometimes Google Meet does this to some people. Cool. Tabish, did that answer your question? Because I know other people have questions as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Cool. Rajnandini, go ahead. I hope I said your name right. I get usually like my people's name right. So hopefully I got your name right.
Hi, Varun.
Hello.
I have a work experience like very good companies from US based, but it's in
Amazing.
India, and I have 4 years of work experience. And even after putting that in my CV, and quantifying it and showing an impact what I've done, and then still I don't get anything after that, like after application.
Yeah. So have you put down the name of the US company?
Yeah, like Dell Technologies,
Just put Dell.
Accenture.
Just
Yeah.
put Dell. Just put Dell. Dell is where you worked, right?
Yes.
Just put Dell. People will say Dell Technologies. I think is different. Just put Dell. Like if you worked at Apple, would you say Apple California, like Apple Incorporation Limited? No, just put Apple. Just put Dell. That's the first thing. Second thing, did you ever travel to meet a client in the US?
No.
Okay. Did you work with managers that were based in the US?
Yes.
Boom. So you need to put, and where were you based in India?
Hyderabad.
Let's put Hyderabad, and where was the company based? California or East Coast or something?
I'm not really sure.
So find out where it was based. And like I had one candidate, and I think it was Aarti who got a job. She put Mumbai, India, and then Los Angeles or something, because she did travel once or she worked manager there. And I think it's kind of it's interesting, but like if you worked with people that were based there, you could put Mumbai and the other city, because it's not a lie, because you work with people there, you know. So put the other US city there as well. The conversion rates will change. I guarantee you that. To answer your question. And also follow the others. It's not just Tabish, Razin, Nandini, all of you guys here. You can't just apply one principle that I'm telling you here. You need to apply all the principles. And then when you do them as a whole, that's when you start getting interviews. You can't just do one thing right. And it sounds very natural to me, but I've been doing this for 7 years. So I've been through all of what you guys are going through. That's why I think usually what I've seen, and you guys can see this as well, I have a lot of respect for the masters people. Most people come here for masters. You guys are so much to figure out in a year. You guys, and most people that graduate, they tell me I've completely changed since I came here for a master's, because they're learning making friends, life skills, cooking, job markets, too much in a year. I learned all of this over 3 years at Bath. So I came here for undergraduate at 18, so much more time. You guys have a massive, it's too much stuff to do in just 1 year. So I don't blame you. You're going to have to intensely learn all this stuff and then apply it, and then you'll start getting results. Does that answer your question, Rajindini?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. If you could lower your hand, please. So we've got next, Tabish is done. Shanmati, go ahead. I'm happy to stay at 1:30. I hope this is helpful, by the way, guys, because I'm fine for time, but yeah.
Hi, Farhoon.
Hey, Shanmati. I think we messaged
Yeah.
a while ago.
Yes, we did. So my question is, since I don't have much of a work experience, I do have internship experience from India and part-time roles in the UK. I was wondering if I could add my university projects,
For
which are
sure.
relevant to the job role.
For
And
sure, yeah.
from seeing your CV template, where can I actually insert the university projects like the dissertation?
I've seen both. Dissertation needs to go um below education, because it's part of education. That's not, dissertation needs to go below education. But if it's a extracurricular, it depends, right? If you got paid for it, it needs to go here. If you didn't
Oh,
get paid
okay.
for it, but then you had accountability, you had a manager, that needs to go here. So you can be, mostly stuff here is paid. If it's unpaid, you put it here. It was kind of like you had the manager systems in place where it's a full-time job. It was very casual, just a project, no accountability, no manager. Then you probably got to put it here.
All
So if
right, okay.
you had a manager, you had processes, you had set times, it's work, because it's replicating work. It's fine if you didn't get paid. But yeah, that's what I would say. And dissertation always needs to go here. Always. I've never ever been impressed when I've seen dissertation here ever. Cool.
All right. So about the collaborative projects, do I have to have a subheading just as you have written in your extracurricular, or I can just list out 4 bullet points?
Collaborative. So that's a project, right? Yeah. Basically, what was it more? Did you have accountability? Did you have a manager? Was it similar to work, or was it more similar to an extracurricular?
No, it was the people from the organization had come and given
Then that's work. That's work.
Yeah.
So you worked with a company. So you should put it here, literally like this. You could put literally like whatever the title was, project intern, and you put it here and then have 3 bullet points. Simple.
All right, even if it's unpaid.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Ishraq,
All right.
like so many candidates had like multiple unpaid what's it called, internships, and they put it on there. And unpaid internships is a good thing because it shows determination.
All right. Okay.
Not a problem. Cool.
All right then. Thank you.
Hope that helps. I think who's next? Manav, go ahead, please.
Yeah, hi. So
Hey,
I
mate.
just completed my master's recently, and I've been searching for jobs since the last 2 months, and now I got an offer from Kaplan International, but that is
Wow,
not
well done.
something, which I really want to do. But so I wanted to take an advice, like should I just proceed with the role for the time being, or should I just put my focus on finding like a job which I'm interested in? So because
Got it. So
I'll have to relocate to Bournemouth for the role and stuff like that. So is it worth it,
got
or
it.
should I spend more time searching for jobs
Got it.
instead?
So you've received a job at Kaplan, but it's not in your desired field, and you're not sure if you should accept it. Great,
Yeah.
guys. We have 20 people in this call, and 5% of people have offers. Can you go in the top 5%? Already, if you're coming to the UK, you're already top 5% in the world anyways, because it's expensive to come here. So it just goes to show there's everyone receives offers. It's possible. Hopefully that motivates you. So to answer your question, first of all, why do you not want to accept the offer? What's the main reason?
No, like I'm thinking like if I start working, then I won't be able to give enough time for my job,
Oh, don't worry,
other
you'll
job
have time.
applications.
You'll
Hmm.
have time. You'll have time.
Okay.
It's all about priorities. One of our best candidates were working full time, and they got like Alisa, who I coached.
Yeah.
She was working 25 hours a week or so, and she had like to commute 1 hour or so. So she was basically 30 hours a week, almost full time working. She received 2 offers. So
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, and it's good. Yeah, in fact, what I recommend to people is, they say, oh, you need to start building your business on the side. Like, obviously, people come to me for advice on starting a business and stuff. And I tell
All
them,
right.
look, they're like, oh yeah, but like, no, but should I not start building and like for 6 months build across my 9 to 5? No, it doesn't work that way. You basically kind of, it depends, right? If in your 9 to 5 you like it, you don't really hate it, then it's hard to get the motivation to work hard. I was at KPMG and I hated it. Company was great, everything was great. I was a bit of the bug there. I was the black sheep. I wasn't made for like corporate and jobs like that. So I would just come back home and look forward to come back home and like start watching another dropshipping video so I could fix my website and get more sales. That was me. So if you will hate your job, then that will motivate you. If you start liking it, you might start getting cushy and comfortable. So you need to understand like what type of person you are. I know that if I hate something, my motivation levels are insane. Like I was hitting a lot of stuff that I was doing, coaching, uh, like doing some coaching CVs and stuff, and I figured out a way to hire people to do that, and then that hatred, not hating it, but like really finding it boring, and then you find people that do that, and it's just like that basically feeling of not enjoying it will motivate you to work hard to get to your next goal. So it's just
Got
down
it.
to you, and you'll work hard as well, especially if you're depressed and bored. But maybe you like the job, but like you don't many people friends there. That will motivate you to get out of there. So I think it's fine. Like it's very doable. It's better than not having a job, to be honest. And this
Yeah.
market, man, most people aren't getting jobs. So well done on that. It's a very tough market.
All right. Thank you so much. But I was just thinking, like, will this add value to my CV in the
Oh
later
yeah, any
stages?
UK employer will add value, even if you work at a waste company.
All right. All right.
Yeah,
That's Thank you
any
so
UK
much.
employer is better than nothing. Which uni do you go to?
I passed it from University of Bath only. Yeah, same university as yours.
That's great, man. I went to Bath as well.
Yeah, yeah, I know that. I know.
Great uni, great uni. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Which masters or undergrad?
Masters, yeah, masters.
Masters
I
in what?
completed my masters in international management.
Great, man. Great. Yeah, the School of
Yeah,
Management is amazing. I love it. They've got a new building now as well.
yeah, that's crazy, man. It started last year only, so it's new.
I love it. Yeah, yeah. I visited
Yeah,
like in March and I loved it. Cool, Manav. That's great,
yeah.
man. Congrats. It's
Thank you
good
so
to
much.
see Bath
Thank you.
grads doing well.
Thank you
Okay.
for your guidance as well. Yeah.
No, no worries, man. I'm here. I'm here to help you guys. So, Sai, did you have a question?
Oh, yeah. Hope you're well, doing well. So I've got a diverse background. So I did my bachelor's in engineering, and did my master's in international relations. So how can I, in my CV and all, how can I use this to my advantage?
So you're saying you've got leadership experience and then your master's is in international
Sorry, I
relations.
got my bachelor's in engineering, which is
Yeah,
completely numerical kind of subject, and a master's in international relations, which is social sciences, qualitative analysis kind of thing. So how can I use this to my advantage? When I'm
for sure. You go for like what you 100% should go for. So you're probably looking for non-engineering based roles, right? Yeah, so you go for non-engineering based roles in engineering companies, in companies that are engineering focused. So you saw like, I can do this communications or marketing role, or I can do this marketing analyst role. Um, and I'm the great fit because I'm also an engineer by background. So I understand, like, let's say you apply for a company that makes car engines, I don't know, randomly, and you're a chemical engineer. So, but even though it's a marketing, we're like, yeah, but I'll understand how to market these engines, because I understand how the combustion engine works and whatever. So the point is, engineering, use it to your advantage. Go for more technical companies, non-technical roles, non-technical companies. It's like kind of, I was in an operations role. An operations role isn't really anything to do with finance. It's more of just a basic business type role. It's like a business analyst role. It's a generic business role where you're doing work that's related to business. But I was a finance graduate and I worked at KPMG Financial Services. So I was like, I'm not just going to go to any startup. I'm going to go to a financial services startup, a fintech startup. That's where I understand. Although I was doing operational work and a lot of the work was repetitive, boring, and it wasn't sexy and like scanning posts and stuff. Who cares? Koi kaam chota nahi, you've heard that. But I learned so much and I got promoted twice in less than a year because it was financial services and I understood pensions, understand insurance, understand looking at the payment plans. And the point is, you use your knowledge to your advantage. So engineering is a superpower. And I'd love to, like, I think engineers are amazing, smart people. They can go in any role, they crush it. So think of it as your advantage instead of a disadvantage. Think of it like, oh no, I've actually got this added bonus. Most people think, oh no, but like, I'm in international relations, but like, I've also been engineer, so I'm not sure if I'm good. No, but like, no, I'm an international relations grad, but I'm also an engineer. So I'm like, amazing. Think of it
It's
like
like
that.
I was
Does that help?
actually thinking that as a disadvantage because many of my peers that applied with me, they all have got that sort of particular experience, whereas I did my bachelor's in engineering and had some sort of work experience regarding that. So I was like, it's like having both your legs on different boats. So
For sure. For sure. Don't never ever think of a disadvantage until it's proven to be a disadvantage. Until you're literally told, oh, we didn't hire you because you are an engineer. Even then you'll be like, their loss. Never ever believe something. They say something's not broken, don't fix it. And they say that in startups. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, it's so true. There's so much more stuff to fix. Don't fix stuff that works. It's what works, rinse and repeat. So don't worry about, don't think of it until it happens. If it happens, come to me and I'll motivate you then again. Okay? Awesome. Cool. I think we're towards the end of the call. We've got 2 minutes left. Who's going to be the lucky person to ask the last question? Vignesh. Thank you, Sai. Great question. Vignesh, I only see a black dot, but I see you. Nice.
Sorry
Man.
about that. Yeah. Hi,
No.
Farun. My question is for someone who doesn't have a lot of experience in his line of career. Like I do, in my case, I do have experience, but they aren't that presentable. So in that case, how to optimize my profile and how to compete with the other applicants that have significant experience to market?
Well, first
Like,
of
can
all,
I quantify my academic achievements and
for
can I
sure,
highlight
yeah.
them in my CV?
Yeah, for sure. Like if you got a 75%, that's quantifying it, right? Quantifying just means number, right? And your question is, that's the second bit of the question. The first bit of the question is, how do you compete with people with more experience? Is that what your question is?
Yeah.
You're always going to be competing. You compete by selling an amazing CV. You compete by preparing for an interview better than all the other applicants with 3 more years of experience. You compete by following up after the interview. You compete by, following up before the interview. You compete by sending a thank you note after the interview. You compete by sending them follow-up messages saying, hey, this is the research I've done and I found this really interesting. That's how you compete. That's how you out-compete, actually. You do all the things that you would have done even if you had experience or no experience. You just ace the process and you will beat the competition. Simple as that. Like, think of it this way. The reason why the previous company I ran, now I've got my own solo company, Translators, blew up is because there were, like, tell me how many, I've heard this countless of times, pretty much a good percentage, 50 to 60% of you have been approached by a career consultant somewhere in India, somewhere in China to offer you to coach you to get a job. It's happened to you guys on LinkedIn or TikTok and stuff. Yes or no? Raise your hand if you've been approached. Ruchi, no worries. I've got a call now as well. But yeah, the reason why would I worry about that? No. Do you think International Hustlers, the company I run now, has any competition? There's no competition out there. You just do a stellar job. And it's not for me to be arrogant. It's just, the truth is, you just try to add as much value, try to work as hard as you can, and you have no competition. Simple as that. Same principles apply in business. I apply to help people get jobs, and it works. Cool, guys. I've got a call now. I'm late for. I really, really hope this helped. And the recording will be on the school community. Join the school community and yeah, message me your feedback if you have about this. And I hope this helped. And yeah, thank you guys for joining, guys. Cheers. Take care. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye.